You guys want to read that Politico piece about how to own an immigrant?
Yeah, I would love to. Because I'm looking.
I gotta say though, like when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, you know, like I've had this experience as a writer where editors, you know, they change the title to something really clickbaity, and you get really frustrated because you're like, this is really misleading. It has nothing to do with what I actually wrote. This, however, was right the first time when it was called "What If You Could Get Your Own Immigrant?" Then they changed the title after people got real mad to what was it?
Sponsor an immigrant yourself.
Yeah. Like a feed the children thing. You can sponsor an immigrant, like an African child. But it was originally called "What If You Could Get Your Own Immigrant?" And
Politico here at the top of the editor's note says, The original headline was offensive to many readers. We changed the headline on Tuesday night to better reflect the author's intent.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The author's intent was the first fucking title, which is we're dealing with a lot of kind of interesting ideas right now because people are sort of butting up against this idea that no borders isn't really a policy. It's kind of a libertarian anti-policy. So we're like, how do we construct the positive legislation that would create a humane immigration procedure for the United States of America? And Stephen Paz went with
Eric Paz.
Eric Paz, that's it. Eric Paz went with what if immigration, but also slavery?
Eric Paz is Richard Posner's son, and he definitely earned everything he got in life.
This is by Eric Paz and Glenn Wheel.
The Paz that refreshes.
Can I just start reading here?
Go for it.
Okay. The raw emotions generated by immigration policy, provoked by heartrending stories of families torn apart by deportation or citizens murdered by illegal immigrants, have scrambled political allegiances and confused public debate. Republicans, usually the champions of family values and small government, now want to restrict family unification and give bureaucrats the power to screen people who want to enter the country. Democrats, traditionally the allies of the working class, want big business to select immigrants and have given scant attention to legitimate interests of working class natives. The only way to end this politically charged debate is
slavery.
Is to think carefully about benefits and costs as well as politics and perceptions. We need a new immigration system that offers liberal admission policies but targets its benefits to native workers rather than corporations. Here's how the program would work. Imagine a woman named Mary Turner who lives in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Done.
Good job.
She was recently laid off from a chicken processing plant and makes ends meet by walking and taking care of her neighbor's pets. Mary could expand her little business by hiring some workers, but no one in the area would accept a wage she can afford.
Again, what do we go with? The solution for human misery caused by poverty: start a business, hire people, be someone else's boss. Already starting out really strong is what I'm saying.
Mary goes online to a new kind of international gig economy website, a Fiverr for immigrants. I don't even know what Fiverr is.
Fiverr is the fucking thing with those fucking Subway ads.
Oh, that's
you
just
eat coffee for lunch and you follow through and you follow through and you're working yourself to death.
The
and it's
thing
awesome.
that everyone was horrified by. He's like, what if we did that, but also forced refugees to do that?
Yeah, people who have even less, like leverage in the fucking economy because of their desperation and lack of connections.
It's a gig economy website where the original concept was anyone could hire anyone else for $5 to do some menial thing.
Jesus Christ.
Side note to that, Matt Forney wrote an ebook about becoming rich by doing Fiverr jobs.
What?
And it worked. Yeah, and he lives in a golden castle in the sky.
I'm a 500-aire.
Well, the Eric Posner got the idea by seeing how successfully Matt Forney integrated into the Philippines.
Okay, a new kind of international...
That's how Duterte got elected. They're not sending their best.
The libs in the Philippines had to be like, actually, Matt Forney's great.
A Fiverr for immigrants, and Mary applies to sponsor a migrant to work at her West Virginia-based local neighborhood pet walking and cat petting business. she enters information about what she needs: someone with rudimentary English skills, no criminal record, and an affection for animals. She offers a room in her basement, meals, and $5 an hour.
They'll even pay for their passage to America.
Provided that they pay back.
She
with
will
interest.
provide you with mason jars that you can store your tears for all of your dead Syrian children.
You know, I've always loved cultural exchange, but I love that we're just wholesale taking the Gulf Cooperation Council, the Sunni monarchies, their migrant worker program that's just basically slavery.
Yeah.
Well, I like to think that this is harkening back to a more American tradition, indentured servitude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if that's the case, I think this should be restricted to the Irish.
They're made for it.
Yeah, they are made for it. They love it. They love being indentured. It's their favorite fucking thing. I fucking love to get indentured.
I can't wait
That
till I can't
fucking
wait till
dolphins. They love being
love to
indentured.
fuck a dolphin and then become an indentured servant for a good 5 or 10
I'm
years.
doing this so my son can win an argument on the internet in 200 years.
Sponsors under this program would be exempt from paying minimum wage. The website offers Mary some matches, people living in foreign countries who would like to spend some time in the United States and earn some money.
No
Some
desperation, no necessity.
Some money. Let's
After some
stress
back
that.
and forth, Mary interviews a woman named Sophia who lives in Paraguay. Sophia, who grew up in a village, has endured hardships that few Americans can imagine. She used to be an engineer until an American Civil War destabilized her entire country. She is eager to earn some money so that she could move to her nation's capital city and get some vocational training. So she's going to do that by making $5 an hour walking pets in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. A few weeks later, Sophia arrives in Wheeling. This is a fish out of water sitcom story that's just bound to work out. After taking a 1-week training course on American ways.
Holy fuck.
American ways.
Here's your Fox Racing t-shirt.
Look, when they give you your soda, do not be alarmed by the size of it. That's how much we drink, and you got to drink the whole thing.
It's just the refill rules at every major chain restaurant.
You know, I gotta say that is a legitimate
It's a video with Jesse teaching you how to order.
American soft drink policy is genuinely an outlier in the entire world.
Oh yeah, you go anywhere else.
Like refills. Not even fast food places have refills, and the cups are, I'd say, a third the size of a small cup.
Yeah, you go to like Spain or somewhere. They only give you 32 ounces if you're like dying. That's a Make-A-Wish thing.
Yeah, it's like
That's called a.
I'm dying of cancer. I would really like to drink a big gulp.
That's
They
called.
have to like fly you to America to go to a 7-Eleven.
That's how this program started.
Well, that's called extreme unction. They just pour a big gulp over you.
So he goes, she takes a training course in American ways. If things don't work out, the agency that runs the website will find a new match for Sophia as she's stranded penniless in a foreign
She
country.
can just be bounced around from place to place, just like serving master after master.
Sophia, you're in West Virginia right now, but there's a dog that needs walking in Brooklyn this Saturday. Can you make it?
Sorry, Sophia, this didn't work out. Get in the trunk.
It's okay. They can traffic her to other places.
Mary will find someone new as well. While the program might seem crazy at first,
And at last.
it would not be
And
that.
extremely illegal.
It would not be that different from the existing H-1B program, except that individuals like Mary.
Except there's human trafficking involved.
Except individuals like Mary, rather than corporations like Google and Exxon, would sponsor the workers. Second, the program is not that different from the au pair program run by the State Department, nominally under the J-1 Cultural Exchange Visa Program, but in reality a nanny migrant labor program used by upper middle class American families. A visas between individuals program would extend the benefits of these types of immigration programs to everyone.
You know, half the time they bust someone in the suburbs for slavery, it is an upper middle class person who has
a live-in maid.
Has a
Yeah.
live-in maid or a nanny.
Yes.
In like actual
Wait a
slavery.
second. Hold on a second. A visas between individuals program. What if there were a website that could match, let's say, well-meaning but lonely, heartbroken men in this country with wives and girlfriends in another country who
You're
want vocational
solutioneering
training?
Right now. You're
It
solutionary
has a
so hard. You're blowing my mind.
280 character limit.
So
You start your relationship by deeming them, "Hi, you're so tiny."
So Sophia never becomes a citizen in this whole process. She just
no.
temporarily
No.
works in America because
For
America's
less than minimum
is
wage.
a gold mine for the astronomical amount of $5
Living in a
an hour,
basement.
which you could never get in Peru. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in an H-1B visa, if you work for a certain number of years, live and work in the country, you can then apply for citizenship, right?
I believe it's a path to naturalization, but we should check on that before we broadcast it.
All right, I'll check.
According to our calculations, a typical family of 4 could boost its income by $10,000 to $20,000 by hosting migrants.
Yes, of course they could, because human labor is the most liquid capital that exists. Like actually owning people, like the only thing that has ever superseded it is actual diamonds.
The reason is that migrants to the United States usually increase their wages many times, allowing them to pay as much as $6,000 to hosts for sponsorships. So wait a second. Now they're paying their hosts in addition to living in their basement?
Wait, read
Okay,
that.
this says they could boost their income, average family, by $10,000 to $20,000 by hosting migrants. The reason is that migrants to the United States usually increase their wages many times, allowing them to pay as much as $6,000 to hosts for sponsorships, and our average family could sponsor up to 4
That is
visas.
literally indentured servitude.
Yes.
Our average family could sponsor up to 4 visas, 1 for each member.
You
Yeah,
could
that's
open up
indentured
your own
servitude.
little store and
You
not
owe-
pay them in regular money,
you
but
pay-
in your own special money. And then you could set the prices in your store. And that way, if they wanted a bag of flour, you could have 50 Debbie bucks.
Okay, here we go.
I can't. I would love to make my own currency. That would rule with my face on it. And then like I'm behind a little desk in the kitchen, like by the pantry. And if you want some like spam or fucking cornflakes, you got to hand over
Your
some
script.
kush bucks.
Yeah.
Dude, crypto, make a crypto.
No,
Kush
nerd
coin.
shit, nerd shit.
You want actual
that
printed
I want that
paper,
folded paper.
yeah, that F-folded money.
But you can print it and it's backed by a crypto.
Okay, yeah. Whatever.
Okay, here they go.
talk about it
I'm
later.
skipping a paragraph here, but they got right.
Oh, by the way, really quick, H-1B, yes, it's a path to permanent residency or citizenship. Famously, Melania Trump.
Oh, Ernest. This little cone is giving him some trouble.
buddy. Okay, they're addressing some of our concerns. They write here. Many people will worry that the Sophias of the world would be exploited by their sponsors, but all health
Nice use of passive voice there, by the way. Would be exploited
by their sponsors, but all health and safety laws would apply to them, and periodic inspections could be undertaken. By whom? A fucking like a army of like 500,000 inspectors. That's
Yeah.
what it would take to cover the like.
when you're living with your employer.
Exactly. They meet you
their
in the living
basement.
room and they're like, "Tell us, Sophia, are they beating you?" No.
Meanwhile, someone's standing behind
Yeah.
them, just like smacking a rolling pin into their hand.
It says, yes, Mary would be able to pay Sophia less than the minimum wage, but even at $5 an hour, Sophia would earn many times what she earns on a farm
But she
in
also has to
Paraguay.
pay back
Ironic.
$6,000.
This is disgusting.
Doesn't she have to
Person-
pay back $6,000?
Sophia would be free to leave at any time if she did not like the conditions of her employment.
You're free to leave. Yeah.
Free to
okay.
leave where?
Well, to go home to Paraguay.
But I mean,
Start walking.
hold on a minute though. They still cost $6,000, right?
Yeah.
So
They
there's
still
still
have to
there's
pay
still
for their-
costs
yeah.
involved in getting them to the United States. If they don't do any work, how are they supposed to pay it back?
Well, they just go to another family that has a, home business that makes macaroni art and sells it on Etsy.
By the way,
This is
Eric
definitely going to
Paz
work out.
is a law professor
Yeah.
at the University of Chicago Law School. He's a professor of international law, contract law, and bankruptcy.
That's my favorite university, by the way.
He
The
is
fucking hellmouth.
he is in a major publication advocating for actual slavery. Now, when I point out that maybe the university system is actually an elite institution meant to reproduce the biggest horrors of capitalism, I am criticized. But this person is literally writes law textbooks.
Well, he's not writing them. He has this woman.
Effectively,
But they love her. She's like a part of the family, and in her way, she also loves them.
effectively, well, the Marias of the world that work in the house tend to like the family more than the Marias that work outside the house. Effectively, this system allows the benefits of exchange in international labor that are permitted by online labor markets like Fiverr and Amazon Mechanical Turk. What the fuck is Amazon?
Oh, Mechanical Turk was this thing where you would help manually pick out Kafka images.
Yeah. You'd be the human captcha to like.
Oh, like online university.
Exactly like online university.
Digital gardening.
Oh, digital gardening. Yeah.
I made $35 doing that in 2004.
But yeah, if you'd gone to Paraguay with it, though, you'd be king right now.
Oh my god!
It says
people in Paraguay also can just do Mechanical Turk and Fiverr ship from Paraguay.
Yep.
But what if they were like a temporary child for somebody with a dog walking business while they did it?
Who I guarantee you has an insane, like anybody who would find this appealing is a maniac.
Oh, God, yeah.
With a God complex.
Psycho.
Who is turned on by the idea of having that much power over another person.
Absolutely.
There's 0% chance.
Absolutely. There
Because
would
a
be
normal
so much.
person would be like, that sounds horrible.
There would be so much sexual violence in
Oh
this
my God.
situation immediately.
Because a normal person says that would be horrible. It would be awkward at best. It would feel gross. It would be awful. If you're attracted to this idea, you are a sicko.
the idea that you would want to like import someone from a foreign country to live in your basement and pay them shit so that they can be a dog walker for you. And that you could slightly expand your like
Also,
home
it implies
business.
that what like miserable, downwardly mobile Americans want is to enslave non-Americans.
Yeah, people who are more desperate than they are.
Yeah, which is not what they want. That's not what people want.
So it says here, wouldn't lower income Americans oppose a visas between individuals program because of fears that these immigrants would take away their jobs? At first, maybe, but they would soon realize.
No, they wouldn't, because they'd be like, oh no, they're slaves. They're not going to take away their job.
At first, maybe, but they would soon realize that they can use the program to make money for themselves. Like Sophia, many Americans would like to start or expand small businesses. Others might try in entrepreneurial fashion to find foreign workers for American businesses, which would not be allowed to sponsor migrants under our proposal, taking a cut in the process. Google and Exxon would need to pay people like Mary to find migrants for their businesses.
I swear to God.
I mean, we've talked about the petty tyranny of American small business owners, but also, for the most part, the sheer incompetence of people who open businesses in America. My God, have you ever watched Bar Rescue, for Christ's sake?
Yeah.
Like, these people could barely function, and they're going to be responsible for the fucking livelihood and safety of another person who's in a strange country for the first time?
Every
Yeah,
episode,
the health. Their health. What if they got sick? What if they got hurt?
They would forget. They would like lock them in the basement and fucking forget. Have you ever seen like Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare show? He just finds the most bewildered people who tried to keep their marriage together by opening a shitty bar and grill. That's 90% of businesses in America.
Yeah. And you just watch any of these shows. Watch any of these Come Fix My Business shows and imagine those people with functionally a slave.
And they're also shout out to Brett and Brian. They're shitty people. They're small business tyrants.
Yeah, they're absolute tyrants.
But at the end of the show, they get all fixed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So just need more of these shows.
I'm going to skip to the very last draft
Gordon
here.
Ramsay-based economy is what you're saying.
Yeah, that would
Clone Gordon Ramsay, send him to every failing small business in America.
No, it's like a bureaucracy, basically. I think we should nationalize Gordon Ramsay.
The program puts the burden of responsibility and choice, as well as the freedom to profit, on hardworking Americans who seek to better their lot.
By taking away the freedom of non-Americans.
Immigration is just one of any number of social problems that can be solved with what we call radical markets.
What everyone else calls owning a slave. I literally can't. I realize I sound a little bit like blown away by this, but the thing is, you read it and it just keeps getting worse.
Well, no, I mean, it is, because radical markets, what does that genuinely mean? Everything is a market. Everything is marketable. Everything is a commodity. That means human beings. Why would human beings be exempt
That's
from
extremely radical of you, Matt.
That's the radicalist fucking market, is one
Yeah.
where human beings are part of the basket of commodities that we fucking trade.
You're like Rosa Luxemburg
by
over here.
exploiting the logic of the market in an area that is normally bureaucratized, we can advance equality as well as economic growth.
I hope this man
The end.
dies. I hope he dies.
Okay, what if you could, get someone from Paraguay or whatever, pay them $5 an hour, but not to do a job, but just to be your friend.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, right.
Like just someone to hang out with.
Mail order friend.
Yeah. That'd be
It
cool.
might help some of the Pepes.
Yeah, it
They
would
had
help.
actual human friends.
It would help us, 5 of us, 5 friends.
Oh, double the amount of friends.
Well, exactly. Like if you paid them $5 an hour just to hang out, like that's fair. If those are not doing work.
Oh my god! Or
I feel like hanging out with Pepe's is work.
Yeah.
Or we get 5 people and they do this show for us. We train them for a week on the internet.
On our ways. On our ways.
We're gonna stop by Home Depot right after this recording.
We're going to make them all play all the Metal Gear games.
We're gonna watch them do that.
No, your Will and your Matt. You should not be eating.
Can we pick the countries that our equivalents are going to come from?
Well, we could shop around,
All right, yeah. I think that my style of humor is most similar to a German person's. So I'd like a German to replace me some of the days. With some classic riffs like, oh, what if you woke up one day and your bed was chocolate? Classic German comedy.
People would love this show.
Yeah, it would be Amber. Who's your replacement coming from?
North Korea,
Excellent.
because you know what? They get shit done.
That's right.
They're not allowed to leave their radical labor market, though. That's the only problem.
I'm going to
Well,
go.
this will be a new. They're going to have a new opening up of the society now. Things are happening. There's going to be new opportunities.
I think I would go with a French guy who just talked about like.
Because
Who also smells like you.
Oh,
woo!
God damn it!
you're double M.
Just a guy who pratfalls and Muhammad caricatures.
Yeah.
That's my kind of humor.
All day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely getting a South Korean. Best gamers in the world.
Excellent. Very aspirational.
We ours
Keep him
are
away
going
though
to not
from
get along.
Yeah, keep him away from Ambers.
I think my guy, Germans are famously advocates of world peace, and I think that my guy can create a solution between both of you.
Who's yours, Will?
You know what? I'm not even going to be picky. All I'll just say is immigrants. We get the job done.